Okay, so imagine this, right? You open up your wallet and boom.
Yeah.
You're basically making a choice about the entire planet. What would that even look like? Like, would you be willing to give up some of your financial freedom to help make the planet healthier? That's a pretty wild thought, right?
See?
And that's kind of what we do here on Exploring Futures. We look at those head-spinning questions. Today, we're diving into Kasih, which is this really cool project by Alif Rahman, a designer from Brunei.
Yeah, and Kasih is super interesting because it basically used like a made-up story to force us to really think about the future, like specifically how technology, people's choices, and the environment all connect. It's not about predicting the future. It's more like exploring what could happen and then asking ourselves, do we actually want this to happen?
Okay, I'm hooked.
Maybe.
So tell me, what exactly is this Kasih system all about?
So picture this. We're in Brunei sometime in the future, and there's this AI system called Kasih that's like woven into everyday life, and it's tracking what you do, and then it rewards you for being sustainable, like taking the bus, buying food that's grown locally, or using products that are eco-friendly.
So it's like a rewards program, but way more intense.
Yeah.
And it's all about like being a good citizen of Earth.
Exactly. You got it. The really fascinating part, though, is that Kasih is built on these Bruneian cultural values of balance and harmony. Like, it's not just about data and points. It's about, like, blending those values into the future of this society.
Got it. So how does that cultural influence actually show up in the system? Could you give me an example?
Sure. Think about how important community and interdependence are in Brunei. So in Kasih, your actions don't just impact your rewards, they actually contribute to your community score, too. So it encourages everyone to feel responsible for the environment.
That's cool. So it's not just about me. It's about us all working together.
Yeah.
I could definitely see the appeal of that. It sounds pretty utopian so far.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there's some downsides too. Like anything that tracks and influences behavior is going to make some people nervous. What are some of the ethical issues Kasih brings up?
Oh, for sure. You hit the nail on the head. There are definitely some complicated things to think about. One big concern is what happens to individual freedom. Like, how much are people willing to give up for the good of everyone? And does constantly being watched, even if it's for a good cause, make people feel controlled, like they're being watched all the time?
That's a tough one. Would you feel comfortable with that level of scrutiny?
It's a really tough trade-off. I mean,
Yeah.
on one hand, Kasih pushes for positive change. It's like a roadmap to a more sustainable future. But on the other hand, it brings up all these questions about privacy and autonomy. And it's something we're dealing with right now, too, with things like social credit systems and all the data tracking that's going on.
Right. That brings us back to what speculative design is all about. It's not about finding easy answers. It's about making us think critically about the choices we make, like both as individuals and as a whole society. What are the potential consequences, both good and bad?
Exactly. Kasih is like this thought experiment that shines a light on these super complex issues. It asks us, what are the good things and the bad things that could happen when we use technology to shape how people act? And what are the values that are most important to us as we move into this unknown future?
It's a good reminder that the future isn't some set thing that just happens. It's something we build with every choice we make. So thanks for coming along on this deep dive into speculative design and this thought-provoking project called Kasih. And if you found this interesting, tell your friends, your family, maybe even that neighbor who's always talking about composting. Let's keep talking about these things because maybe, just maybe, we can figure out a way to create a future where both people and the planet can thrive.